And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the semifinals of the HSL Hispanic StarCraft League, day number 2. It's been an intense month of StarCraft already here, and we have reached our upper echelons. We've reached our top 4. We have 4 players left. We have 2 Zergs, 1 Terran, and 1 Protoss, and we are jumping into our first semis of the evening. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of ley lines, we have the Peruvian Protoss player, the blue Protoss, representing Bing Bong Exports. It is Mute. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the I have to change his color. We have the Mexican Terran player, the Mexican Terran himself. It is Juanito SpeCial. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our best of 3 TvP. Let's go, Bobby. Let's go. We are here. We have arrived. And if you're in the chat again, best of luck with those predictions. Coming into this, Juanito especially is favored to make it all the way to the grand finals. But at the same time, Mute has been on the rise. Mute has been looking very, very impressive over the past year of play. He's been improving over time to the point where I would say he's the best Protoss player in the tournament. I mean, there's a reason why he's made it this far. Arguably the best Protoss player in all of Latin America. Arguably. Alongside Master, of course. We'll host a show match at one point, I'm sure. But we'll see. We'll see how these two do compare to each other. I would say that Mute, he's more of a modern player that has been around in recent times. Juanito, of course, he did retire. Or I say retire. He took a break. He took a break after EWC. He has been gone for quite some time. Now, recently, of course, coming back. And we'll see how he looks compared to someone that hasn't taken a break, compared to someone who has been improving over the course of all of this. Let's go. Let us go. For now, we do have our openers. It's going to be a Rax into Factory, double gas opener out of Juanito, out of SpeCial. Meanwhile, Mute going for a standard gate expand. Or gate cyber expand. So standard opener here from our Protoss, as we are settling in. So just clearing up some things. From here, Juanito, he has some options. Especially, he can go for his own Banshee-based opener. He can go for Widowmine drops. He can go into Reactor Reaper Hellion. He can go for early Cyclone, early tank drop, early tank push. He does have options with how he wants to open this up. We'll keep an eye on the add-ons here and the opener of SpeCial. Meanwhile, the first Reaper does move out across the map. Oh, does move out. Does threaten a dive. And oh, the Jukes the dive, and alas, he's going to be shut down. Nice movement here from Mute, shuts down the first Reaper. Very strong start for the Protoss as we open up Stargate. Ay, bold move out of Mute. Now, Stargate openers are very risky. They're very risky, they're very abusable is what I will say. They're more vulnerable and less secure than regular Twilight Council openers or even Robo openers, so it can be very risky, but high risk, high reward. For the time being, SpeCial doesn't know. SpeCial is in the dark. He is unaware of the opener of Mute, so Mute has potential to get some economic damage done. He does have potential. Just catching him with the chats. Tough match, but I think Mute has a shot. 100%. I do think he does as well. I mean, personally, regardless of how this goes, I want to see an ace match. I want to see a game 3. I don't want to see a 2-0. Give us an ace match. For now, Widowmine drop is on the way. Oh, speaking of, first Widowmine does pop off, takes down the first Adept, and we have more Widowmines on the way. So SpeCial is building up. He's amassing up his army. Reaper Hellion moves out. Do have our initial Phoenix base opener here from Mute, and I believe still unscouted. Yeah, still doesn't know. It's going to be Phoenixes, not Oracles. Drop is soon on the way. Just 2 Widowmines, not 3. Not the most committed drop here from SpeCial. Does move out. Likewise, do have a Liberty behind this. So SpeCial is doubling down. He is still committing. Still moving out. Likewise, I do see the Adepts are keeping up. Especially, he still doesn't know what he's moving into, by the way. Widowmine drop into the mineral line. Mute doesn't react in time. He lifts one. Does he lift both? He does. Whew. Shuts down both Widowmines, and now he can chase down the medevac itself. And again, especially, had no idea what he was going into. He was playing blind, and he runs blind right into the Phoenixes. It will boost away, but the Phoenixes, they can keep up, and this medevac should not escape. It should not get away. There is no support. Medevac will fall. Reaper Hellion here towards the natural. Does rush in. And we'll get a rescout confirming if there's a follow-up, if there's a second Stargate. Oh, and it's going to be Robo straight into the bay. Very greedy here. Very old school as well. If you're an old school viewer in the chat, you will know Phoenix Colossus used to be the go-to for many, many years. Nowadays, has fallen out of the meta. Nowadays, it is more vulnerable here. It is more abusable. Terran players got more and more used to dealing with it. But again, Juanito, he's unaware. Doesn't know what's going on. Liberator into the main. Hellion here outside of the natural. But Mute is being so greedy with the Bay, with the Twilight Council, with all the tech. Ay, ay, ay. Hellion pokes in. Does go down. See, we do see SpeCial looking for the Observer. Did find it. Observer got hunted down. SpeCial does move out across the map. He has a good amount of anti-air. He has Cyclones, Vikings. Liberator in the main. Does get 3 probes, 4 probe kills even. Very nice damage. And here comes SpeCial. Oh, snipes the sentry. Very nice pickup. He's got the Mass Marine. Now these are vanilla Marines. No stim, no combat shields. SpeCial for now, he pulls away. He doesn't like what he sees. Shield battery's done. For now, Muse is holding. He's holding on. SpeCial pulls away, claiming his third. Immunity moves out. Bearing in mind he just used recall to defend against the Liberator. Oof. So he takes a lot of hits. SpeCial, he's hunting for those Phoenixes. Trying to hunt them down. He's back at home. Still securing himself, going for mass gateways, into charge. First Colossus has arrived. And Mute so far is looking good. Looking quite strong. He's building up into his final form, into the mid game, I should say. Colossus count is still low. He's going double forge, double upgrades. Sticking with 1 Colossus for the time being. There we go, second Colossus on the way. Warping in more Zealots, getting to 1-1 upgrades. Both players being passive here. Overall, I do think this is still benefiting the Protoss though. As Mute is now claiming his 4th base. Oh, he's going to be spotted. It's going to be delayed. At least SpeCial's worth the expansion. Upgrades are kicking in, and basically SpeCial has been stuck at home until Stim finishes. And Stim is about to finish up in a couple of seconds, so now he can be active, he can move out. SpeCial can start going for drop play or just committed pushes as well. He suddenly has more DPS, more firepower in his army as all the upgrades are finishing. He has more potential. As Mute scouts, he does see the 4th command center. Again, it also shows how late the 4th base is on Mute. Like, that's my biggest criticism so far, is that Mute's 4th base is late. So he is not able to embrace his economy as quickly as he otherwise would have liked. And SpeCial is being very passive here, very defensive. I mean, he's aware of the mass zealot composition more or less, so he knows that he shouldn't really be moving out. SpeCial playing it slow. SpeCial gonna play it slow, turtle up, max out. Mute should be the first to max, should be the first to move. First to push, I should say. Like, once he's maxed, there shouldn't be anything stopping him from moving out. Now getting us to our Colossus. From this point, we should be seeing a transition into either Storm or Disruptors. Second Robo as well, to be able to maintain those losses or reinforce. Not uncommon to see Protoss players delay that second Robo, and it can hurt them in the long run. SpeCial does take the center expansion, getting his 4th. Meanwhile, Mute takes a 5th. Both players are max. I do think that Mute has to trade, ideally. Setting up Zealot counterattacks, run-bys, poking in, picking up workers. Now being very passive. I love how SpeCial he snipes one observer, but there's another as well. There's observers all over the place. You can see them moving in. Here we go. SpeCial he does finally push. He's maxed. He's got a mass amount of Vikings. This is why I'm concerned about the lack of disruptors. And now we have 2 robos on the way, but these robos are late. These are late robos. Mute is in trouble. Army moves in. Colossus are exposed. First one goes down instantly. Yeah, massive pickup. He gets 1. He gets 2. The Colossus are a non-issue here, as they're falling one after the other. Bio Army stepping on forward. Where's that splash damage? Yeah, it's not there. Not there. Not anymore. And SpeCial, he kites well. He breaks through. Again, just a really rough angle of attack there. As a Colossus, they were the first to go down. Without Colossus, there's nothing here. There's nothing here. And SpeCial, he will stim. He will win. GG gets called. SpeCial, he takes game number 1. GG. GG, well played. Alas, Mute, he was a little bit too passive there. Like, despite gaining map control, ideally you want to be getting ready for Zealot run-by, Zealot counterattacks. You want to be moving in. You want to be trading out some of your Zealots. And alas, especially in that kind of game state, you do need some more forms of splash damage, not just Colossus. Colossus on their own, they don't really, they don't do well. They don't do well for themselves. You can see just mass Viking is enough to shut them down. Ideally, you want to diversify and have an amalgamation here of Colossus, of other units as well. Of Colossus, of Disruptors, of Storm. Pick your poison. But one big fight is all that SpeCial needed. GG. GG, well played. And we'll see if Mute can recover. See if he can recover, if he can bounce back. Again, I believe he can. I'll be honest, like, I've seen Mute take maps off of Cure. Like, I've seen Mutes go toe-to-toe with some of the best players out there, but he did feel a little bit uncommonly, again, passive, maybe a little bit scared of SpeCial. I don't blame him, right? Like, Juanito, he is a very experienced player. Very experienced. So I do not blame him. But we gotta tighten up, Happy. We gotta tighten up. In general, I liked his early game. Like, I really did like his early game. The Phoenixes, his ability to shut down the first drop, the first move out. I do think that was all positive for Mute. But I had to bring it all together in that mid game. Wasn't quite able to. Now we're loading into Ultra Love. Here we go. Getting ready here for Ultra Love. Ultra Love, of course, going to be the second map in the map, or second map in the series. Just making sure we get everyone involved. Oh. Oh, beautiful. Okay, we got our boy, we have Bond. I mean, once again, shout out to all the other Spanish casters out there. Shout out to Bond Gaming, shout out to Enki, Protosito, the Novak, Citasca. Big shout out. So here we go. We're getting ready for game 2. Disruptors were needed. It's one of those things where I would say ideally, once you're getting into the mid game there, the Protoss player wants to be going for run-bys, counterattacks, trading out some of their supply for economic damage, keeping the Terran player busy, giving themselves time to get a second, a third robo, and start working towards something like disruptors. It's one of those things where that's where my biggest criticism is, not just the lack of like a transition there from Mute, but the lack of just being active and aggressive and again, trading in some way. That's where I think the biggest fault did lie, despite the really good start. Like again, like it was a really strong start for Mute. I was very satisfied with how they did, you know, begin the game. But here we go. Now we're getting into game number 2, and we'll see if Mute can bounce back. Personally, as I mentioned before, I would love to see an ace match. Regardless of how this goes, I want to see game 3. I want to see an ace match. And based on game 1, I want to believe that Mute, he can take it to special. 100%. Let's go. Hopefully proxy goes into BC. I wouldn't put it past special proxying 100%. He is an animal. An animal, bad. But here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner. Oh. In the bottom left-hand corner here of Ultra Love, we have our Peruvian Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Bing Bong Exports. Down in the series, the pressure is on to bounce back into force an ace match. It is Mute. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the Mexican Terran player, the Red Terran, leading the series 1-0. It is SpeCial. Here we go. And again, it's great to see SpeCial back once again. SpeCial, of course, he was inactive for quite some time. I want to say last time he played and competed in a tournament, he was active back in, what, June, July of last year, basically the EWC qualifier. So it's been a very long time. SpeCial took so much time off, but now he's back. He came back for the HSL. He played in some recent big brain bouts and some other 2v2 events as well. So great to see the return of SpeCial, Juanito, but again, his form is still eluding me. I'm still having a hard time placing him amongst the other players. So far, looking in form against Mute here, but we'll see how it compares to the others, and even Mute in game 2 and game 3. Let's go. So far, once again, double gas opener at a SpeCial. Meanwhile, Mute's going for his own gate, cyber expand. Everything looking as it should for the time being. We'll see if Mute once again goes into a Stargate, or if he does go for a different tech of choice. As the probe does fall. For now, getting into our initial, again, faster factory. From here, we can go into Banshee base openers. We can go into a more committed Widowmine drop, Reactor Reaper Hellion. SpeCial does have options. One of the big differences, though, coming into this map is that there is a ramp coming into the natural, so it is a much more secure natural base. So the chances of going for something too aggressive here is a little bit lower, as once again, Stargate opener out of Mute. Okay. Mute does go for the Stargate. SpeCial this time, he does not lose his first Reaper, so SpeCial, he will respect Mute a little bit more, as last game he did bleed out a lot of units early on. But this time he does pull away, preserves those Reapers, threatens the main. So far, Mute is keeping up. Once again, oh, never mind. I was about to say, once again, SpeCial has not scouted the tech, but this time he does confirm with the Hellion. Shield battery is done. And Mute, he will hold. He shouldn't sustain many losses here, but he was scouted. So this time, SpeCial knows ahead of time. Already Viking production, no medevac. No medevac, just going straight for Vikings, Marines, Widowmines, anti-air, setting up for that defense. Now, Mute, oh my god, and we're going into BCs. Oh, ay. Interesting response to a Stargate opener, might I add. Now, if this gets scouted, Void Rays can actually do quite well against BCs, like unironically. Phoenix is less so. Phoenix is a tickle BCs. But this is something you don't see too often here in this matchup, going for battle cruisers of all things. Did anyone call it? Anyone call it? I saw someone say proxy goes into BC. That's a little bit too extravagant. I can see someone like Homono doing that, but you know, we got part of it. We got the battle cruiser at least, which is crazy. So Juanito special wants to end it in style. Going for that battle cruiser. Fusion core is done. BC gonna be soon on the horizon here, and the pressure is now on Mute to scout, to be active with these Phoenixes, to get a read on what's going on, to figure out what the hell's happening. Otherwise, he's gonna be caught with his pants down. Now, on the one hand, I actually really like this response, just because Phoenixes don't do well against BCs, and also because of the Stargate opener, there's no blink, right? There's no blink for the Stalker, so the anti-air is very limited here for Mute. So very limited. And again, Mute has no idea. Mute does move out with the hallucination. He needs the scouts, but alas, the army's in position, and oh, the scout is denied. Ay, ay, ay. Hallucination sees nothing. He sees nothing. He knows nothing. He's moving out this main army, at least being somewhat active with it. To get vision. Behind this is going to be Phoenix Colossus. The base is on the way. He has a couple of Phoenixes, but again, in a head-on fight, these Phoenixes, they do not trade well against a battle cruiser. They shoot up, that is true, but they tickle them. Not like this. Not like this. Decimo with the call. With half the call, but yes, yes. Credit where credit is due. You know, BC coming in from behind. Going straight for the main. Probe's going to be going down. Getting up to 3 probe kills already. You can see the Phoenixes, they're doing what they can. They're trying to stop the BC. They're trying their best. Oh, meanwhile, the main armies do clash. The Hellions did just fall. I believe that was the Cyclone and the Widow Mines did run into the army. Nice setup there. Meanwhile, we're just going for the repairs, going for the mule, going for the repair in the main. Again, Muti's just completely being denied mining. As I mentioned before, a Void Ray response makes the most sense. Void Rays, they trade quite well against battle cruisers. As the BC should not get the expansion. Put down 1 Phoenix. Does float away. Let's float away. We'll survive. The Phoenix is getting insanely low, taking a lot of hull damage. The battle cruiser will live. Oh my god, I spoke too soon. Yamato pops off, gets 1 Phoenix. Rico, oh my, does teleport back home in time. Very clutch. But does teleport. Speaking of teleporting, the other BC moves out across the map. But this time there should be a Void Ray. Yeah, this time there's a Void Ray to defend. Now is 1 Void Ray enough? I mean, that's oh, the Yamato pops up. Never mind. There's no Void Ray. Oh god. Oh no. This is getting out of hand. 3 probe kills. Thankfully, BC does not get away. The Stalkers were enough to survive, to defend. But regardless, still a very shaky defense, and we pull the boys. It's going to be a 2-base all-in. No expansion. We have 2 more starports on the way, going into mass BC production. Triple starport, triple BC production here out of Juanito. The boys are here. Ah, no. They're back in town. They're animals. As he makes his way towards that 3rd base, and again, Mute has the bare minimum to defend. Things looking dire here for him. Game 1 was a little more back and forth, but here in Game 2, again, these BCs put him completely off guard, and they're catching him off balance. BC picks in. See special moving forward. First tank is going to be lifted. Second tank does get surrounded. Not a bad engage here. It isn't bad. And so far, tank volleys, they do focus on the immortals. He gets 1, he gets 2, he gets both immortals. Both immortals go down. Okay, another immortal has arrived. Let's go. BC barely survives as well. Still has a Yamato, I believe. Yeah, 2 Yamatos. Should be going for the immortal. Speaking of, oh, going for the Stalker. Okay. Picks off a couple of Stalkers. Likewise, going for the expansion. At this point, Mute, he cannot engage into this army, trying to catch reinforcements, backs off. And SpeCial not getting behind the mineral line. The tanks are within range of the pylons. Even of the mineral line itself, getting 3 probe kills. Unity comes in from behind, collapsing on the tanks. He will clean this up. That's plenty of charge. That's plenty of zealots. Yeah, charge, I'll say, will swallow off the ground army. Oh, what about the Zealots? They didn't shoot up. No shot. They do not shoot up. The mass BC may just be good enough. No. As Stalkers on their own, they're going to struggle. BCs, they teleport back home to defend against the Zealots. More BCs arriving. BCs are exactly what SpeCial did need here. As there are some Stalkers, that is true, but it's not going to be enough. Not against defensive DTs. They have repairs, they got the boys. Losses moves in. What a Yamato. Yamato is available, but now third base is going to be evacuated. Yamato's they pop up. Going for the Stalkers. The base is going to be denied at least. True. Is that enough? And Stalkers are falling one after the other. 8 SCVs go down. Still very tense, just because SpeCial is committing to mass BC, and even with Ravens as well. It's a bit of an awkward setup. So I'm just stretching. Don't forget to stretch. As how many BCs do we have? 6. Jeez, 6 BCs. Soon to be 8. 6 BCs moving in. They each have their Yamatos. A couple of them are on cooldown, but Yamatos are popping off. They catch a Stalker. He's being chased down by the BCs. Armory's on the way for upgrades. SpeCial, he ignores chasing. Just moves in to deny the expansion. He scans looking for a third base. There's a cancel. Cancel on the third. BCs, they just waddle into the main. Cybercore goes down, which means no more Stalker reinforcements. Oh god, and there's no saving this mineral line. We're going for the base trade. Like as Mute, he busts into the natural. SpeCial, he already pre-evacuates. He already saved the SCVs. Saves his workers for the time being. Species that rotate towards the low ground, towards the natural, now just wreaking havoc, getting even more probes. Mute will deny the third. Boys pull away. SpeCial's gonna put him right. Does have bottom right. Mute's still moving in towards that main base. BCs, they can always teleport back home if need be, or teleport away. Oh. They're getting another Stalker. Speaking of more Stalkers going down, you can see Mute trying to pick up those Stalkers, preserve whatever he can. There is a world where if he can control well enough, he can maybe break this defensive line, just because there's not really much here. There's SCVs and there's 3 BCs. But the BCs that teleport of the army, they go for the mass Yamato. Oh god. Yamato's a pop off. GG gets called as Mute is overwhelmed by the mass battle cruiser, and Juanito SpeCial will claim the series 2-0. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations here, SpeCial. He will claim the series. Again, we did see a very intense back and forth in game 1. I do think that game 1 was closer, much closer here between Mute and SpeCial. As I mentioned, just to emphasize once again, I was really happy with the early game of Mute in game 1. But here in game 2, unfortunately, Mute, he was hidden, or I should say his vision was denied. He was kept in the dark, and yeah, we did see SpeCial take full advantage of Mute. To take full advantage. And with that, GG. With that, GG, well played. Congratulations here to SpeCial as he does claim the series, and the question becomes, who will face him? SpeCial, he'll be the first player to advance on to the grand finals, and now we are getting ready for the next semis here. It's going to be a best of 3 between Cham and Vortex. Let's go. So yeah, getting ready here for that next series. Speaking of, I believe we should be heading over to the European server. I believe. So we're going to be going on a short break. Videos are underway. We're going to be going on a short break. When we come back, we will have Cham versus Vortex. Yep, I have confirmation to Europa. So we're going to be going on a short break while we set up, and when we come back, we'll have that ZVZ to determine which of these two Zurich players will face off against Cham. Sorry, will face off against SpeCial in those finals. See you soon. See you soon, Pappy. See you soon. Oh. Enjoy the music.